Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Knothole Game, at the top of the Mickey and Friends parking structure, looking at the backside of Rise of the Resistance. Did you guys remember that's what it's called? Rise of the Resistance? Well, it is. It's not Battle Escape. And now I'm trying to remember where I heard Battle Escape the first time. I can't remember why. Let's get an update on that mesh work, the rock work being done on top of that extended queue. And there you go. That's our look. Actually, I think I wanted to get a longer view of this because we've been watching. This has been our view for quite a few months now. Just very kind of slow, sporadic change. And I wanted to do a sort of a more in-depth before and after series than we normally do. Normally I'll show 3 different clips, but I felt like I want to take this thing all the way back because this section that we're watching right here is really, it's fascinated me in a lot of ways, watching it develop and trying to figure out what it was, because it was one of the last areas you could see the foundation being built for Rise of the Resistance, and you could see things happening from Millennium Falcon, but this part had always kind of mystified me. So what I want to do is kind of go back, and in this image right here actually is from almost 2 years ago. It's from February of 2017, and it was just dirt. That circle right there that you're seeing here, that's the Super Collider, eventually, and that's going to be, covered by the giant Rise of the Resistance building. But where we're looking at now, the direction that we're facing now, this area was just total dirt, and that was almost 2 years ago, February of 2017. We'll jump forward to the next month, March of 2017, I'm sorry, and you can start to see that they're putting in some, or digging things up to get ready to put in the foundation and probably irrigation, things like that. And we had remarked, I remember at the time, that it looked like a track, like a Mario Kart track or something like that. But again, still no clue what's happening here. Jump forward to May of 2017, and now we're starting to see walls coming up, and those walls, there's a Super Collider. That's going to wind up being inside. That's going to be, being swallowed up by the Battle Escape building. But these walls right here, and that area down there, the foundation, basement, cellar of that area is going to be our extended queue over time. Really cool, huh? Let's jump forward again to July of 2017. And now we're starting to see a more official-looking building take shape, and they're connecting it. You can see this wall here. That wall was one of the last things they put up. They started with building the main structure there for the extended queue, and then that wall was connecting this area to that area here, which is going to wind up being that underground cave-like queue portion, and then it'll take you into the Battle Escape there. And you can see also, by the way, that the Super Collider has been swallowed up, as I mentioned, by the Rise of the Resistance structure. Moving forward once more to September of 2017. This is just, each one of these shots is, 2 months apart, and it's just, the progress is so fast. So now from this angle, we're not seeing the tree line part, the cave section of the queue, but we can see the extended queue proper, and this is going to be our view now going forward for quite a while, because the other side is going to be swallowed up by trees, and we can't see anything there. Jumping forward to November of 2017, 2 months later, and now we have, this is it. This is the beginning of the end. Beginning of the end of us being able to do any kind of visible reporting from this section. It's very difficult, even though we still do it every week. Less and less to see now as that building closes up and there's not much to report on. But there you see the extended queue. And then here it is, one year later. This is now February 2018, 1 year after we started doing this little slideshow. And you can see that steel framework being erected to start building that rock wall, the rockwork wall that's going to sort of cover, to enclose the the Rise of the Resistance building proper, so you can't even see it. It's just going to look like a giant mountain from the ground, which is really neat. And then finally, this is from May of 2018, 3 months later now. And it kind of takes us almost to present day, because what we're seeing there, as I mentioned, is, things kind of reach their peak as far as what we can see. And that takes us to present November of 2018. And there we are. Now, the fun is not over, by the way. The fun is not over, because now, look, here's the building. That's Rise of the Resistance, right? Battle Escape. That enormous building is a show building, and we've always been curious, what is going on in there? What are they doing? What is happening? Is there ride? How far along are they? Do they have anything in there that's cool? Because all we see is concrete and steel. We don't see anything real, but there's this. Inside this building is this. This is happening. I can hardly get my head around it. Inside that building that we watched be just dirt, piles of dirt, mounds of steel, and total guesswork. This exists inside that building. It literally boggles the mind. I can't even get my head around that. You can see more on this on Fresh Baked Presents. We did a whole video. But that right now, all of this is happening inside that building. Just go ahead and meditate on that for a minute. All right, back to work. Back to usual. Let's take a look at the top of the Rise of the Resistance building. And I don't know, it almost feels like it's underwhelming now at this point. Like, now that we've seen the inside, I don't even want to look at this anymore. Rocks, conduit, ventilation shafts. Probably Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are running around in there right now trying to evade the Empire. There's that peak right there, the one to the right of the three that are unfinished. We're going to get a look at that later from Toontown. It looks quite a bit different from that perspective. All right, let's head over to the Rivers of America on the Mark Twain. Every week that goes by where they don't do something about those gaps makes me more and more concerned that they're not going to do anything about those gaps. Ay, ay, ay.
majestic trees, the stunning rock formations.
Take another look at that building that we've been trying to identify for the last few weeks, and I'm pretty convinced that it is the building that we're expecting it to be. But actually, you know what? A friend of Fresh Bake, Wesley James at ReverseImagineering.com, provided us a really cool model. This thing right here. This is a 3D model that he's annotated to kind of give us a little view of. This is from the model, obviously, that they did at D23. That we can kind of drive around and get an idea what it is that we're looking at. And the cool part about this is that he's identified a lot of the buildings. And so what I'm trying to do here is drive my way into that structure right there. There's the river on the right, that black area, that's the river. So there's trees, etc. And yeah, there's the river right there. And that is the building that we're watching them build under that green tarp right now. And what that is, turns out, is the bazaar. That is basically, that's the merchandise. It's, I don't know, maybe call it Main Street? I don't know. It's one of the main places where you can find a lot of the shops in Galaxy's Edge. I think there's going to be 2 areas for that, but that's one of the key areas. Matter of fact, let's take a look at some concept art for that. If you go through that little entryway, you'll find yourself in here. And this kind of reminds me of one of the things that they talked about in, over in certain conferences or press events, that kind of thing. They've maintained a consistent ideal that they don't want to have any sort of non-Star Wars influence. And by that I mean no third party, no Coca-Cola, Visa, or even Star Wars for that matter. You won't see merchandise with the Star Wars logo on it because that would be too self-referential. So what you're going to see in these shops are going to be, lived-in merchandise, stuff that you would find if you lived in the Galaxy's Edge universe, which I find kind of interesting, which suggests to me also, or I would assume this means that that if you wanted to buy Star Wars merchandise, you probably still could at Tomorrowland or at the Emporium or something like that. They're still going to sell Star Wars merchandise, just not in Galaxy's Edge. So anyway, go to reverseengineering.com if you want to take a look at this yourself and say thank you to Wesley James. Let's move on. And there it is. That's the building that we were just taking a little virtual look at. Ropes again.
That means we're all clear as we head up the Missouri River to the home of...
Huh. I mean, right? That's concerning, isn't it? That hole? I feel like this is a new development right here. This is something that we haven't seen to date. Is that, or is that an extension of that hall that they turned into a gift shop or a guest area? Oh, what's that? Look at that. I don't know. Look at that, actually. I do see like a little mini dome back there. Shuttle ship. Old news. Let's go over to Toontown. Chippendale's Treehouse. Shot this near the end of the day, so the light was kind of not great. Sun was in the wrong place, as it were, but it actually looks kind of cool in this light. We have to brighten things up a little bit. So the suggestion was from people watching were that the guys we caught working last week were actually taking down, I think, the scaffolding is what they were doing. What are those things right there? What are those? I don't remember seeing those before. But they don't also look like, they look like lights, like really big stage lights. Okay, I decided to take a run over to Donald's boat because I wanted to show you that there's that spire right there that we're talking about. That's the one that's finished as opposed to the 3 unfinished ones to its right that we cannot see. That's kind of developed quickly as the others have stagnated. Then I'm going to try to slide to the right to show you the other, the Millennium Falcon exists just below those spires as we talked about before, and it does look more and more like that's the finished result. That's the final product for those spires, and I've wondered before about why they didn't finish them, because this is so obvious to guests on the ground. No matter where you are in Toontown, you can see that metal steel in the framework. Why wouldn't they cover that? And I can only think that it has to do with possibly oh God, I don't know why would they do that. I thought maybe Mickey's Runaway Railway, but it's not going there now, so I don't know why they would choose to do that as we've come back to Rivers of America to get our final shots from the Mark Twain. I mean, it just doesn't scan, right? Like, why show us what you show us and not, I don't know. It's rough. That's rough if that's the final product, and it sure looks like it. But anyway, there you go, guys. That's our tour of the Galaxy's Edge updates this week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and until next time, we love you guys. Fresh bite. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Baked Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh Baked!